Alright guys, today's video, as you can obviously, it's air compressor time. Alright, so for a while I've had like a 20-gallon DeWalt air compressor, and earlier this year I noticed when I went to drain it that there were little pieces of rust that was coming out of it as well. And I figured, alright, if I'm going to go out and get one, I'm going to go out and get one that's a long-term one that's built good, built right, and can handle anything I throw at it. So this is what I came up with: a Saylor Beall 80-gallon 5-horse air compressor. Now, one thing about Saylor Beall out there is that, all right, so they're made in St. John, Michigan, but the unique thing about them that I liked, besides the fact that they go back to the early 1900s, is that they actually, when it says made in USA, it's made in the USA. All right. I saw a lot of air compressors out there that said assembled with pride in the USA. And that kind of rubs me the wrong way when they put stickers like that on a machine, and the first thing you see is USA. So you're thinking, oh, it's made in USA. Well, not really. It's just bolted together in the USA. The actual components are made, manufactured, and machined elsewhere. That's not something that I like too much when they do that. So anyway, this is also a full packaged air compressor, and I'll show you the different things that it comes with as part of that full package. Now, as you can see, it's not even plugged in. I haven't fired it up yet. I took some time making a stand and adding things to it, so I know that I'm going to be getting good, clean, dry air coming out of this air compressor. So this is more or less just the first look video for anybody out there that is looking for an air compressor that wants a pretty much, for the most part, 100% made in USA. Now there are some small pieces here and there that are not from the USA, but for the most part, all the important parts are made in the USA. So, all right, let's come in here a little bit closer. All right, so there is the model number, VT73581FP for full package. So that 80 is the 80-gallon. So there's a serial number, whatever. But all right, so the full package, it includes something to where you can run it continuously. I believe that's what that right there is for. It has a low oil shutoff, so if this thing ever gets low on oil, it'll automatically kill the power to it, so it won't run dry. And then let's see here. It also comes with, as part of that full package, an automated tank drain. And that was something that was important to me, especially after that last air compressor, that you have to manually do it. And there's nothing wrong with manually doing things, but sometimes you forget, sometimes other things tend to take your time, and time goes by, and then all of a sudden you get some rust going on in your tank. And one thing about compressed air is it's no joke, guys. All right, so it's something that you want to try to prevent, especially long term. So, all right, so it also comes with a magnetic starter. So that's all that in here. Here's the motor, 5-horse Baldor Reliance motor. Single phase. There's the nameplate right there. All right, and then it also comes with a intercooler. So the air comes out of the compressor pump into the intercooler, passes through there, and then, let's see if I can get it. All right, so there, comes out, and then goes into the tank. So that right there should dry the air quite a bit just right there, because it will cool it down quite a bit before it enters into the tank. Now another thing that I liked about this Saylor Beall is it's got a nice heavy duty guard on it. So, and then it also has a fan there. So it also, that fan is there to help cool the air as it passes through the intercooler. So, alright. And then that pump here, right there guys, Saylor Beall, made in USA, right on the pump. They do all their machining on their pumps in-house, so in a big old cast iron flywheel. Whew. With, as you can see, you got 2 belts on there, so big old shaft on there too. Nice. So, all right. So what I added to this, as far as getting ready to actually use it or put it into use, is I added a rapid air cooling system. Now, I believe the recommendation is when you have air that comes out of the tank, you want at least, was it between 20 and 30 feet between where it exits and where it goes into your regulator, and then where you feed all your other stuff out there. So this is what usually most guys do as far as all that footage that you need, or that's recommended before it goes into the regulator. So as you can see, there it is. And what I liked about this system is that it's easy. All right, guys. I mean, I know there's people out there that will get the copper pipes and do all the soldering and all that stuff. Well, yeah, that works too. But all in all, this right here was easy to put together. Looks good, professional. It'll definitely do the job. As you can see, you got your 3 valves there to dump any moisture that will build up into it. So by the time you got air coming out of it into here, it should be pretty freaking dry. So, all right, let's see, I believe this was like a 3/4 inch pipe. So, and let's see here, that's about it. All right, so, and then I got the air running to the regulator here, and then I got a little block here that I'm able to add stuff to if I want to, but right now all I need is air going to my other garage and then to the air in here. So not a whole lot right now, but I'm hoping eventually I want to get a plasma cutter to where I could do some CNC plasma, and with that you definitely need good dry air and a system that will be able to handle that demand. So I think that is about it. And like I said, this is just the first look on this Saylor Beall air compressor. I will be firing it up soon. So, you know, another thing I wanted to point out. All right, so this base that I built for it, I ended up going with these. I believe it's called a Footmaster. It's a wheel and a leveling pad. Right now, I just have it on the wheels right now, so I have to drop those out to level everything. But you can see some holes there already. I had come up with a way to at least move it around, but guys, you know, when it comes to having limited space and being able to move your machines around as needed and as you evolve in your shop, it is such a pain out there to come up with a way of moving or to making your machines mobile. But with this, you can make them mobile, and you use that pad to where you can level it, and it gives some vibration isolation from the tank to the floor. So I'm starting to become a real big fan of these Footmaster casters. Like I said, that also come with a leveling pad that you can bring down here to where you can level out your machine and make it more or less stay stationary until you need to move it, if ever. But it's nice to have that option. And also when you add things to your shop, as far as machines, like I said, it's just really nice to be able to pull those pads up and then wheel it to wherever you need it to go. So I'm a big fan of those. So, all right. That being said, let me know what you think. Do you have any, or do you have a Saylor Beall out there? But oh yeah, made in USA, in the USA. But it's not a name that you actually hear a whole lot about. You know, everybody thinks Ingersoll Rand or Quincy, and there's nothing wrong with those names as well. But they have tended to go more toward the import the parts and then just assemble them. So I'd much rather have it to where I'm supporting a USA company that still builds their stuff in-house. So, all right, with that, let me know what you guys think, what you guys have out there. But either way, like the video, subscribe to my channel. I'll catch you guys later.